wonderful. And on that note, it's just been my pleasure to just moderate this great conversation. I hope that you learned. I hope that you were inspired. And I hope that you could take just a little bit with you as you move forward. You're going to hear from such a ton more great panelists and advisors and just success stories locally as well as nationally. And I'm really excited for the hackathon. I think some wonderful ideas and some wonderful prizes will be given a little bit later on. So here to tell you a little bit more about the Innovation Hackathon is one of the architects of today's event, and that's Ms. Donna Gentile O'Donnell. She's Senior Vice President to the, of Innovation and Partnerships and Programs at Jefferson Health, and I'd like to welcome her, and she can tell you a little bit more about the hackathon. It's just wonderful to see you, Donna, and congratulations on putting this really fantastic event together. Didn't have to do it, but you and Rose did do it, and we're looking forward to the 9 days.
Thank you, Niki. Thank you so much for taking the time to help us with this. I want to begin by mentioning that we have an amazing team of people. Yes, Rose and I do a lot of big lists in a variety of ways, but behind Rise Up Philly is just an astonishing group of folks who understand that what we're doing here is pretty important. Because we're at Jefferson, we bear witness every day to the challenges of COVID. And we are very mindful of the impact that COVID has had across the board, but certainly in communities of color more so than anywhere else. And that impact it's been health related, but it's also been economically related. And, earlier, Dr. Klasko talked about healthcare by zip code. And one of the things that really, and Osagi made that very important point about how you can actually search for your longevity using your zip code. And so that's at least a little bit of what this is about. We need to create economic opportunity in those zip codes for people that don't have the kind of access that they need for purposes of being able to move the economic needle. The single biggest indicator of whether or not you will be a healthy person is whether or not you are an economically sound person. So in Philadelphia, we need to move the needle on poverty. We need to move the needle on opportunity. And that's what this is. Rise Up Philly is our hackathon down payment on trying to move the needle for people that need that opportunity. So I want to bring on screen two of our most important partners in assembling this event. We have, as I said, we're blessed with a lot of skill and a lot of talent. And what you're gonna hear next is basically a recitation of what will happen beginning today and through the next 9 days. 5 days of programming, some days of preparation, and then a competition if you choose to compete. There are some people that are just here for the knowledge, but there are a lot of people here that are saying, you know what? It's the time of year when I might be doing something else, preparing for a holiday. But now, what kind of a holiday am I really going to have? So maybe you're going to spend your holiday time differently this year. Maybe you're going to spend your holiday time thinking about how you can move the economic needle for yourself. So we have 4 different tracks. Everything is on the website. I urge any of you to that are thinking about it, and we do know that there's a good number of people that intend to compete and some people that are thinking about the idea that they might compete. Please go to the website, look at the tracks. There's a lot of information there. And over the next hour or so, 2 of our lead partners, Rob Pugliese and Nicola Elliot, will be presenting for you essentially an orientation for the week ahead. I've mentioned a couple of the highlights, but I'd like to bring them up now. And if there's any magic I need to do, please tell me. Okay, so here are 2 of our most important partners in pulling this together. I say that also by being mindful of the fact that standing behind us, maybe not visibly, but standing behind us are a whole crew of people that have made this possible. Rob is an incredibly skilled, hardworking person who's got the kind of values that make this possible. And Nicola Elliot you met Nicola at the beginning of the program. For those of you who may not recognize her, she was the person singing Rise Up. So one of the things that I am so proud of as a part of Jefferson and as a part of innovation, we have skilled, gifted people, and our gifts are very broad, very wide, and very deep. And that was in evidence with nobody even knew, by the way, that Nicola could sing. We figured it out and we put her in a video. So I hope you enjoyed the beginning of this program. I'm going to turn you over to Rob and Nicola, who will walk you through an orientation for the things that are ahead. Thank you so much for being part of Rise Up. We will do everything we can to support you during this event.
Thank you, Donna. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to Rise Up Philly. Thank you for joining us on this spectacular day in Philadelphia. This event has been organized by a small but mighty team at the Innovation Pillar and Thomas Jefferson University and Jefferson Health. And it is our honor to bring this event to you. I'll turn it over to Rob, who will show you some information that's on our website.
Thank you very much, Donna, for the intro, and thank you, Nicola. So you're going to be seeing a lot of Nicola and I. We will be your news anchors, your MCs, your sources of information throughout this event. You're going to see our faces every morning. If you look on the schedule, we'll be here holding question and answer sessions, much like this one. But let's get to it. Let me just pop up my screen. Can't get too far into this without thanking our sponsors. We have some amazing groups who have helped us make this event what it is. Specifically, we have Comcast and the City of Philadelphia, who have been excellent partners for this event. And thank you also so much to Ira Brind. We have a lot of other amazing sponsors who have had a big hand in making all of this possible. Make sure you check it out on the website. By the way, if you're looking for any information whatsoever, go to the website. We've worked really hard to make sure that we can give you as much info as we can there so you can access it when it is easy for you. So now I'm going to head over to the schedule page so you can all see it. And I'll turn it over to Nicola to start talking a little bit about what you can expect to see and hear throughout this event.
Well, this is our overview of our schedule. It's 5 days of talks and sessions, which are all accessible on our Hopin platform. You can check out our main stage speakers every day. We have some amazing and extraordinary speakers that you may want to check out. Our power hours will be listed on Hopin. It's a great way to connect to our mentors. We have a lot of mentors from all walks of life, all different backgrounds. Please check them out. We will have daily Q&A sessions each and every morning. Our info booths on the resource page. Every evening, you can get information there. Oak Foundry it's an amazing consultation company. Their consultants will be available for people in the prototyping track. It's a great way for the prototyping track to connect. Join the Oak Foundry sessions tomorrow morning, which will be followed by open Q&A questions and sessions with some of the most amazing Oak Foundry engineers. This will be a great way to help in building any prototype you are working on for this competition. And Rob will give you some more information about the competition and give you an overview and some great insights on what you need to do.
Thank you, Nicola. That was a great overview. Make sure, yes, you tune in tomorrow, just so you know, all of the sessions, the main stage speaking events that you see here on this list, as well as some really fantastic power hour sessions where you can have a kind of a closer group kind of question and answer / roundtable session with some really amazing mentors, and you'll be able to see and access those on the Hopin platform. So you'll get a link to that. Every morning, you'll get another link to access the Hopin platform and come right back to this place where you can access the main stage speakers via the stage button that you see there on the left. You'll have our power hours, which will be accessed in the sessions button on your left. Don't click it now because then I'll go away and so will Nicola, but you can always click right back into the stage. And resources. We are going to be opening up our resource booth tomorrow. There's a couple on there now. You can check out some of the information up from our friends over at Oat Foundry, who is going to be specifically focusing their time on helping those in the prototyping concept track of the competition to help you build your ideas and grow them. Now, one other thing I want to mention too is that the folks at Oat Foundry have done a great job at helping us create an innovation guidebook. Now, you can access this via the resources button in Hopin, or you can just go right to www.riseupphilly.com and look in the resource section, which is right over here. So if you scroll down to resources on the Hopin website, we've put together some really great resources here. There's going to be a lot more available on Hopin itself, but I want to definitely call attention to this innovation handbook and exercise workbooks. There is so much information here, so many tools to help you get your ideas out of your head, tools to help you solidify your ideas for your business and things of that nature. So be sure to check this out at some point through the event. This is going to be a really helpful tool, especially for those in the prototyping track. So now to move on to the competition info, I know that's what everybody really wants to hear. So we're so excited to be able to give away some really great prizes to folks. And we're going to be doing that via our competition that comprises 4 different tracks. Now, each of these tracks is unique, and we built these so that there is something for everyone, no matter what phase you are in the entrepreneurship process. There is something here for you. There's a way that you can engage in our event. That starts with the aspiring entrepreneurs and the prototyping concept track. Make sure you give these a read. I won't sit here and read them for you, but we wanted to, in the easiest way possible, describe what we think these the types of people who would want to engage in this track in this description here. And if you really need help figuring out what track should I be competing in, we actually created a tool here right underneath on that page called the Rise Up Philly Competition Track Picker. It'll ask you a few questions, which will make it very clear kind of what or help you decide what track you should join in the competition. Now, the main thing I want to make clear right now is that there is one big due date in the competition, and that is going to be on Thursday, December 10th at 10 a.m. You're going to hear us repeat this over and over and over again over the next kind of day and a half. That is going to be when the applications are due for those who want to compete in the competition. Now, those applications, if you're wondering what goes into them, are available. The examples of these applications are available right here on the competition info page on the website. At the end of this event this evening, we'll actually be emailing everybody who has expressed interest in joining the competition a link to the actual competition application, which will be on a virtual kind of form, a form that you access through your email. So these documents are here on the website just so you can check out the questions, start thinking about how you're going to fill them in. You can even copy them and paste them into a Word document or another document and start thinking about how you'll answer them. But you won't need to turn them in until the due time, which is Thursday, December 10th at 10 a.m. And that will be via the link that will be emailed to everyone who has expressed interest in the competition when they registered. So that's everybody. When you had that question come up that said, are you interested in participating in the competition? And you said yes or maybe, we will send you that link. Now, I do want to just remind you to the importance of reading through all of the information on this page. There's some really important stuff in here that'll help you make sure that you are thinking about how to put your kind of best self forward for this competition. And also, we are here to help you. So every day, like I said, we'll have a Q&A session. Nicola and I will be in there waiting to answer your questions. We are going to have a Q&A portion to this session as soon as we're done here so that we can immediately address those questions. We want to do everything we can to help you be successful in this event. Now, quickly, I just want to jump over to the infographic so you can access it from the competition page or just going right to infographic. This is a really easy way to get an idea of how the competition will work, since Rise Up Philly really is almost like two separate events, but really not, because all of our speakers and our mentors, all of the things that you can engage in every day, we specifically created, and we found folks who can help you be more successful entrepreneurs and to help you in your journey in the competition as well. So here we are on December 8th. And we're going to start, like I said, with our talks, our mentoring sessions, and our workshops. Now here, scrolling down the infographic, you can see in big orange box here that on December 10th, this is when those submissions will be due. Our team will be reviewing those submissions, and we will notify the finalists a little bit later on. We're aiming for Saturday, December 12th. Our goal is to let everybody know whether you are or are not a finalist at that stage. Now, some of the things I do encourage you to go into those example competition submission forms that I just showed you on the other page and really look at what those questions are. Don't wait until the very last minute to check them out and try to fill them out on the 10th at 9:50 a.m. Now's the time to start looking at it. I'm sure you'll be able to answer a lot of those questions now, and I'll bet you'll be able to answer them even better once you tune in for some of our content over the next few days. Some of the other info on here, there's some kind of easier descriptions of our tracks, but I'll just quickly review these short things because it is very important. So for the prototyping concept track, if you have an idea for a new product or service and you want to create a business around your idea, the prototyping concept is for you. So think of that. Think about maybe you have a product that you've been thinking about for a long time, or you want to create a digital app. And you need some help building it so you can begin to make it better, to show it to others, and to grow a business around it. This is the track for you. Now, the aspiring entrepreneurs track, you probably or may already have an idea formulated. Maybe you know what your product is, you know what your service is, or you have your app pretty well built out, but you just need that extra little bit of funds to get you into creating your own business. The aspiring entrepreneur track is for that group of folks who do not yet have a business launched, but you have a plan and you just need some funding to move it forward. Next is the emerging entrepreneurs track. This is if you have an already established business and your revenue last year was less than $100,000. And then lastly, the established entrepreneurs track. This is if you have a business already established and your revenue last year was $100,000 or more. So this will give you an idea of what track you should be competing in. And each of these tracks will have their own final presentation that will happen across 2 days. So after finalists are notified, we're going to ask you for that group of finalists, we're going to ask you for a few things. One of those is to submit a finalist form, just to having some detailed information in there and to confirm that you're going to be able to present. The two things that we are expecting each finalist to be able to do is review the presentation with a mentor who we will be helping you connect one-to-one with some expert mentors during this event. And that will be specifically the finalists who we help make those connections, and they will work with you to get ready for your pitch. The second thing will be a technology check with the event producer. Now, that's actually going to happen the day of your pitch. We will be recording your pitch. So the day of your the finalist pitches is, like I mentioned, it is across 2 days. So on Tuesday, December 15th, finalists in the prototyping track, as you can see here, and the established track will be presenting, and they will be presenting at the same time. Those presentations start at 3 p.m. Now, we will be recording your pitches that day. We'll be scheduling that individually with each finalist to record your final pitches. Our production team at West Peak Productions will be doing that. And we will have those queued up and ready for the presentations to start at 3. So when 3 o'clock rolls around, each of our tracks will have a panel of really fantastic judges who are so excited to hear your ideas and your business ideas, to provide you feedback and to help pick kind of the top finalists in the event, or the top awardees in the event. So for those in the aspiring and emerging track, those pitches will be on December 16th with the same arrangement. You will record your pitch earlier that day. Of course, we will help you make sure all the finalists will be very aware of that they're a finalist, and we'll have all of this information given to them again. You do not have to remember it. The important things to remember are, if you are competing, you will have to be present for the presentations that start at 3 p.m. each of those 2 days, depending on the track that you are in. We will be asking you to answer questions from the judges as they come up, and we want you to be there so you can answer them to the best that you can. Now, we hope to announce our winners on December 17th. We're super excited to get there. We know we have a lot of work ahead of us, but we are so excited to be here with you and to help you on your journey and to really work for you throughout this event. We will be here on the Hopin platform every day to answer your questions and to help you along in this process. So that being said, I've covered pretty much everything I had planned for. Of course, all this information is over on the website. So now I'm going to open up to questions, and I'm going to be looking over here. If you see me looking over to my right, checking out the questions that you have popping up in the question box.
Exactly. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it. All right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. All right. So the first question I have is from Casey Flores. Is this competition strictly for Philly business owners and residents only? Yes, this competition is for folks. And if you look on the website, it'll give you kind of the best definition of who this competition is for. But yes, as a competitor, you must reside in the city of Philadelphia, and your business must also be located in the city of Philadelphia. While we're waiting for any other questions to come in, I'll just mention that we have some really fantastic production crew who is helping us out with this event. So if you have any technical issues throughout this event, there is a little blue bubble that you'll see in Hopin. You should see it right now. I think on my desktop, it's floating on the bottom left of my screen. It's a little blue circle with the chat bubble in it. That will be monitored by real people. So if you have any challenges with the stream at an event or at a speaking session, or you are having issues in the chat or any technical issues whatsoever, you can ask right there in that bubble. Also, if you have any questions, we can be reached via an email address, which is riseupphilly2020@gmail.com. And you don't have to remember that because it is right on the contact page of our website. If you go to www.riseupphilly.com, on the contact page, you will see that email listed. And also you can even just use the contact form that's there, and it'll go to that email. All right, we've got another question coming over from Monica Howard. Contact page of our website. If you go to www.riseupphilly, and that question is, hello, is there only going to be one prize for all of the categories? Now, there will be a $10,000 top prize in each track. So each track, the winner of each track will have, there will be a $10,000 prize given to that winner. The judges also, at their discretion, have a number of other resources that they can give to other folks, whether they be runners up or other things like that in the event. So just because you don't win, I can't go into too many details about what that's going to look like, but there will be something in it for all of the finalists. Let's say that if you make it to the finals, our goal is to make sure that you walk away with not just some really great information, but something else as well. Thank you, Lola Oladapo. Your question is, when will competition participants be matched with a mentor, and what will that look like? That's a great question. Thank you so much. So competition participants will be matched with mentors if you become a finalist. So we really do want to focus as much as we can on helping those finalists out when we have that kind of more manageable finalist group. And for those who want to connect with mentors before finalists are chosen, that's what we've created our Power Hour sessions for. So many of the mentors who will be doing those one-to-one consultations have created or will be hosting these Power Hour sessions. And they're a little bit different than this session here, where you can just chat with me and I can just respond to your chat. Our Power Hour sessions do enable our mentors to bring you up, and you can have kind of more intimate conversations with them at that point as well. And it's a great way to meet new folks, not just other mentors, but other competitors or other attendees in the event as well. All right, going over here, Ruth Nakar has asked, and apologies if I mispronounce anybody's name, I'll do my best, has asked, are all industries welcome to apply, or is there a specific industry focus? Another fantastic question. There is no specific industry focus. While Jefferson is very much an enterprise that focuses on health, we see economic health as something that is just as important to your health as what doctor you go to see. We really do want this event really is open to all industries. It doesn't matter what type of business you're going to start. The only caveat I will add to that is this is an event for-profit businesses. So nonprofit businesses are not eligible to compete. So thank you, Ruth. Shakina, I see you're between the aspiring or prototype track. It will be challenging to pick your tracks. Definitely, I encourage you to try the track picker, to look and see, read those descriptions and think about. We really will, and the big difference really is going to be the Oat Foundry folks will be providing a lot of one-to-one consultation. And I didn't mention that when you asked that question about consultations, Lola. But the folks from Oat Foundry, they're a great firm who focuses on building all kinds of wonderful things. And they will be available for doing one-to-one consultation specifically for the prototyping track. So if you have a specific product that you need help building, or you don't know where to go with that, they will be there as a resource for you if you're in that track. So if that helps you maybe decide a little bit, where if you need that extra resource to build your thing, that is what the Oat Foundry folks will be. And if you know what your thing is, right, and it's all merely the mechanics of getting your business started, that is what the aspiring track is for. I hope that helps, but we'll be here every day as you think about that more to help you nail that down as we get closer to the final application on the 10th. So you don't have to select what track you join until that application. The event is the same for all 4 tracks as far as the speaking events and the Power Hour sessions, and even the Oat Foundry prototyping sessions. If you are in another track and there is time, or they have time to see people outside of the prototyping track, that will be possible as well. Shakira says, I don't remember if I said yes. Who should I email to confirm I want to join the contest? Shoot us an email over, Shakira, to that via that contact page that I mentioned on our website. Just let us know that you want to make sure that you get that email, and we'll make sure we get it over to you. All right, Ty, I believe I had read that you must be willing to move the business into Philly, but there was not a residency requirement. The event is for founders, right? Founders have to be residents of Philadelphia, and the businesses also have to serve communities of Philadelphia. Do I need to show an example of the product? And if so, will a mentor help me create that sample product? Yes. Now, normally when there isn't a global pandemic and we love doing these events in person, we would actually help you make that physical product. But because we are in the virtual world, the Oat Foundry folks will be there to help you make a digital-ish version or a digital representation, or essentially to help you make sure that you can show off what your idea is to the judges in the final event. So that may not be the physical product, right? But it may be something that really gets that idea across to the folks that you're pitching to. Thank you, Ruth. All right. How again do we submit our preliminary submission? Well, guess what? I've realized that we need to update the infographic, which we'll do this evening. There is no preliminary submission, so the only submission will be the final submission. We'd originally wanted to have a preliminary submission, but that will not be something that you have to do. The only submission that we'll be expecting from folks in the competition will be that final submission at 10 a.m. that is due at 10 a.m. on Thursday, December 10th. So thank you for that question. All right, going down. All right, Connie Small says, good afternoon. Thank you for bringing such a great opportunity to Philly. Thank you for joining us. Is this competition good to listen to if you are thinking of becoming an entrepreneur? Absolutely. That is exactly why we created this event. If you or your friends or anybody you know is interested in becoming an entrepreneur, all of the talks and all of the information that we share throughout this event will be valuable. So even let's say if you are not a resident of Philadelphia or live in Philadelphia or even live in this country for that matter, if you want to join us for our talks, that is fantastic. Our talks, the event as far as our talks go and the educational sessions on Hopin will be open to all, and we hope everybody will join. It is only the competition that has any kind of restrictions upon it. All right. I don't have any other questions. Nicola, did I miss anything?
No, I think you covered everything. I think you covered all the questions that we've had this far.
Great, thank you. All right, and then as I'd mentioned, we're going to be here for you every day. So as more questions come up, we'll have team members who are monitoring the chat in Hopin every day. During the hours when we're operating, which is pretty much throughout the day and into the evening. And we're going to be offering a lot of time for questions, as well as our information booth, which will be open at the evenings and the resources. That's going to be basically somewhere you can just go and ask a question if it pops up about the event. Again, if you ever have a technical question, you can always ask it in the chat bubble as far as how you use Hopin. But our staff will be here in our Q&A sessions, monitoring the chat in that info booth so that we can answer any of the questions that you have. Now, that being said, again, if we are going to be here every day and anybody can join at any time. So let's say somebody you know wants to join this event, or you thought, hey, I know somebody who'd be really perfect, who would really love this event. Whether or not they want to compete, they can join at any point. And if they do want to compete, they should join sooner than later. But the important thing will be that they get that competition application in at that due time. So if they want to join tomorrow and let us know that they want to be a part of the competition when they apply, then yeah, we will make sure that they get that link as well. So definitely spread the word, and we'll be here for you. All right, so that being said, I just want to thank everyone for joining us. I really look forward to meeting you all on the Hopin platform. Feel free to poke around in there. Like I said, the resource page will have a lot more information in it tomorrow. Our sessions will be open tomorrow. So let me just quickly talk about tomorrow before we go. So our first, let me make sure I have my schedule right here. Our first session tomorrow morning will be a main stage session. That'll be the prototyping overview with the CEO of Oat Foundry, Mark Kuhn. He will kind of let everybody know how to use that and how to leverage that virtual guidebook, that I mentioned that we have on the website. He will also let people know how to make use of their one-to-one consultations. Immediately following that, 4 Oat Foundry engineers will be available in session where you can go and ask questions and start kind of getting the ball rolling with getting your prototyping consultations in. Now at 11 a.m., we have our first 2 Power Hour sessions. So we have one. Let me just make sure I'm on the right day. Yes, so we have 2 Power Hour sessions tomorrow at 11 a.m. with Janelle Lawrence, another with Orly Ziwi, sorry. Janelle is from the Economy League of Greater Philadelphia, and she'll be talking about navigating institutional supply chains. We'll answer your questions about that. We also have Orly Ziwi, who will be there to discuss your pitch and to help you talk about how to elevate your pitch. And they will be there to answer your questions as well. Following Power Hour, we have our day 2 opening panel. That's going to be a really fantastic panel, moderated by Terry Booker and with Q Vance from Lowe's, as well as the mayor of Philadelphia will be coming back again, Jim Kenney. And then Nicola, did you want to talk about our Access to Capital panel real quick? Navigating the virtual world is fun. We'll wait for Nicola to come back. But in the meantime, I'll just quickly go over the Access to Capital panel. That will be moderated by Terry Booker, and we'll have some really fantastic panelists: Hope Doyley-Gay, Saj Cherian, and Richard Snow. And that's going to be really something you're going to want to tune in. They'll be answering your questions as well and talking about, one of the most important things entrepreneurs think about: how to get access to funds. Now, there will also be a second session, a second group of Power Hours tomorrow. So Richard Snow will be hosting a Power Hour tomorrow. This is Richard Snow of WSFS Bank, talking about building your small business empire through franchising. Phoebe Coles will be holding a Power Hour, and they'll be talking about community marketing concepts and kind of how to get your business out there, how to put your name and your business out there. And then we'll have, and then our panel will follow that as well. And then, tomorrow is a really packed day, by the way. So do not miss tomorrow. Certainly, I'm even having trouble keeping track of all the fantastic speakers we're going to have. At 3:00 tomorrow, we have Sal Patty and Ann Nevins from WSFS Bank and PIDC, who'll be talking about innovative ways to access capital, remove barriers, and prepare for AI and automation. We're also going to have our very own Heather Rose of Jefferson Innovation discussing an overview of the different types of intellectual property. Now, the last but not least Power Hour tomorrow night, you're not going to want to miss this, at 6 p.m. Valerie Cofield of the Eastern Minority Supplier Development Council will be discussing SWOT and business development strategies. So strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats, which is a tool that many entrepreneurs use when they're putting their business ideas together. They'll be there talking about that tomorrow at 6 p.m. So those Power Hours are going to be really important to join in, because you're going to be able to get some more kind of intimate experience with our mentors. Now, I think I lost my partner in crime, Nicola. She'll be back tomorrow. But thank you so much for joining us this evening for the opening session. We're really excited to be here with you, and we'll see you tomorrow.